Hey guys, and welcome back to Ghost Trick. My, it's past midnight, boys and girls. The dawn will be here before we know it, but we've got plenty to accomplish before we vanish into the ether. Number one on our to-do list is to rescue the Justice Minister's daughter, who has been abducted by Blessy and Blames. That's right, the blue version of the Team Rocket duo. I can steal commentator catchphrases, it's fine. So, yeah, let's do it.
I have to say, I'm absolutely delighted that you've kept calling them Blessy and Blames, because yes!
See, I'm cool with you stealing my joke, but not after you tell me the joke is bad.
Oh yeah, that's a big faux pas. I apologise, Maxie. Also, does this room look familiar to anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we've probably seen it somewhere before. I mean, it's not like we've never been in a birthday room before, is it?
I mean, it was someone's birthday, like, just a couple chapters ago before they died.
Yeah, it was Lynn's, wasn't it?
Happy birthday!
Yeah, I don't think he's put a single smile on her face thus far. Don't be this guy, ladies and germs. Be a Sissel. Sissel beats fuckboy every time.
Worry about making yourself smile. If you worry all the time about making just women smile, you're not going to be fulfilling your life.
Yeah, women want a guy who smiles, not one who simpers, okay? I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, who is actually inside the chest? Because they said it was the Justice Minister's daughter, but we don't have visual confirmation yet. And as a certain someone once said, evidence is everything in the court of law.
That, and we also heard her voice over the phone, and I feel like being in a suitcase would muffle her voice really badly.
Yeah, so God knows who's in that trunk. Let's for the time being assume that it is indeed Amelie, because, you know, we've not got any reason to believe anything else. Certainly not right now, but something very peculiar is going on right now.
There you go, there's that deja vu coming into play. If a ghost can feel it, if a commentator can feel it, then we've got to be right on the money. This is another short chapter, so expect to see us go through these puzzles at, well, not the speed of light, but we'll be going quicker than usual, so, I don't know, pause the video if you want to see a particular step, because I ain't stopping once I get those instructions.
We're not stopping this ghost train, guys.
Well, of course not.
Nothing stops this ghost train. That's the sequel, Ghost Train. That does sound pretty cool, actually.
Well, yes, but then what we have to do is we have to suplex that ghost train.
See, this is so weird. Ghost Train, back in the day, to me, meant Final Fantasy VI memes. Now, Ghost Train is a popular sativa that I sell daily. I just don't know.
That is bizarre. It's strange how things change in their significance as you progress through life, because, yeah, the weirdest things can come into play where they suddenly have a meaning. I mean, like, if you think about anybody who's a teacher, and if you think about the kids that they teach and their names, if any of those teachers have kids, then all of a sudden so many names suddenly go off the list of what they can call their kid, because they're just like, oh yeah, that now reminds me of that little brat.
This little shitbag.
And yeah, that basically is really going to screw you over.
This has been Word Associations with Professor X Gamer Richie. Thank you. Don't stop the video. We're not done yet.
Don't stop the ride.
Well, of course not. There's another, like, is it 15 minutes? I didn't look at the running time for this chapter.
It's 22 minutes, mate. It's a good job one of us is on the ball here. Mexi doesn't count. He is an impartial person in this most petty of squabbles.
I mean, I like to think that I sometimes count, but okay.
I didn't mean it in that way. Come on, you know you're my star. My shining emerald star.
Ah, yay.
This is a really stuffy chapter, I've got to say, just in terms of, like, puzzles and whatnot. It's not really all that hard. It's a little banal, honestly. But, I don't know, there's a character here that injects quite a bit of life into the chapter, so, I guess we'll just have to tough it out until we get to them. They're inside the trunk, in case that wasn't obvious.
No, really? God, I could not have figured that bit out.
I thought they were buried deep up my arse, Tom. Jeez.
No, that's where our opinions are.
In the trash, just like your waifu. Alright, let's play a game of what was Richie telling Tom to do here? Well, fire these for starters. Whee!
Well, clearly we are celebrating someone's birthday party right now, so we have to use the party poppers, and it just be an absolute delight.
Why am I thinking that a piece of, like, equipment is actually missing from this scene? Again, it's just the deja vu kicking in, but I could have sworn there was, like, I don't know, some sort of firearm in this particular scene.
Not this time. Last time.
Yeah, you see, the thing is that, maybe the death trap that was created, when we saw something very similar, was perhaps invented to be an actual death trap, and they based it on this thing even though this wasn't a death trap to begin with, but then, to be fair, I could be completely off the mark.
Well, we'll see if your hypothesis rings true, Rich. Whee!
I always really like this chapter just because, I don't want to say they're physics puzzles, but just, you know, seeing the streamers extend and get caught on stuff, just seeing that it's not just moving from item to item, that we're actually intertwining items and that the items are acting on each other. I like that.
When I say it's banal, I'm just talking about the environment design, really, because it's very dingy, although it has a story reason for being so. It's not really as exciting as the prison, to be honest.
It also doesn't help that the only character in this room is asleep.
Yeah, there's that too.
Well, the only visible character. So yeah, it kind of makes this area just look kind of boring, but we got important ghost work to do. Like arson.
Burn it all down! Here we go, this should open the thing. Or at least allow us to get near enough to the trunk to open it.
This guy is really annoying me because he, you know, Beauty, or Blessy as we are calling her, told him open the trunk to give our guests some air, and wait a minute, that's Camilla.
Huh. Nutty?
What? You're not the right one.
Two? I can't help it. It's like a Pavlovian response at this point. Yeah, I don't think they're the Justice Minister's daughter. We've seen the Justice Minister's daughter, and she's blonde. Camilla is like lavender.
Yes.
Yeah, she also had those little drill pigtails. Right? She kind of looked like Rachel from BlazBlue or something. It was cool.
Yeah. I love how this is just. It didn't need to be there. It's just a little touch they decided to put in because Ghost Trick is great like that. Like the trunk has like, it's got a comfy position for sitting up in, but it's also got a drinks holder for some reason.
Well, of course, and also I love the fact that they've given Camilla a book to read, so she's not just bored while she's in that trunk.
They're villains, not monsters. This is why we have to look past blue skin stereotypes.
I try every day, but I just can't. I hate them, okay? Those filthy spinnakers with their blue hair and their yellow hands.
I hate that blue skin!
Apologies to Eiffel 65.
Oh, I remember that song like it was the 90s.
Oh.
The style and sensibility of this game is great. Having her in that little lounge chair.
It is just perfect, yes.
Aww. He's not as much as a fuckboy as I once said he was. He's still a bit of a fuckboy, but...
It's pretty all there. It's all fuck, all boy.
Yeah. 100% fuck. 10,000% boy. And yeah, this was Camilla's old house, so, Huh. What does that mean? What does it mean, Richie?
It means that somebody believes this place to be incredibly important, and someone believes that it's totally fine to bring Camilla here at present, for whatever reason, but there's certainly a conspiracy theory going on, and we as a ghost person, ghost detective, as I feel we should probably be described at this point, we are going to get to the bottom of this mess.
Richie, I believe the politically correct term is ethereal American.
Well, technically, it's Phantom Detective. I don't usually use the subtitle because I feel it's a bit wordy. But, yeah, we are a detective because we're solving mysteries and whatnot. Anywho, what the hell is Camilla doing with a call?
I don't know. I mean, we saved Missile from death, not Camilla, but you don't know. She could have inherited, well, I mean, I don't know whether she's totally related to Lynn or not, but she's probably inherited a little bit of Lynn's attraction to the Grim Reaper, and perhaps gotten into a little bit of trouble, and yeah, someone must have saved her.
See, when you look up to people like Lynn, you're just asking to let death into your life, and it's just not conducive.
Hey, little lady, welcome to the Void, the question void.
Time to answer some plot questions while you give us some dialogue.
My name's not Missile, it rhymes with missile. I'm Sissel.
I have to say, it's very intriguing that she was asking after Missile right now.
Are you trying to say that there's some foreshadow going on in here? Are you trying to say that our pure and innocent spoiler-free commentary is being undermined?
Well, when you're covering a game you already know all the answers to, especially a mystery-filled one like Ghost Trick Phantom Detective by Capcom circa whatever year it came out in. Yes, sometimes you have to inject a tiny bit of spoilers just to spice things up a bit. But even if you do, you've got to do it in the most vague way possible.
You know, you gotta keep that dramatic irony going.
Huh. I'm not the last Saiyan after all. I mean, I'm not the last Phantom Detective after all.
That question's really stupid because of course you're not. There was literally a tutorial character who taught you how to ghost. Of course you're not the only one.
This is very true.
I'd forgotten all about Lampy McLamperson. Or Luxo, as we called him at the time.
Or Ray, as is his actual name.
There you go, got there eventually.
We eventually had the right name. We had to go through all our quirky little pet names and nicknames first.
Okay, so Lynn wanted Camilla, I'm piecing this together from what we already know, she wanted Camilla to bring the music box to the chicken kitchen.
Yes.
Jowd knows about the music box.
Yes.
It's obviously important, there's something very important inside there. She went through Thameslink Park to get there, did Camilla. Lynn doesn't like that park because apparently scary things happened there.
Yes.
If you remember in the flashback, that took place in a park where Jowd killed the criminal that was kidnapping Lynn. And yeah, I think it's all starting to come together. The music box is in the park.
Yeah, we should probably do something about that, but I doubt we're going to be able to do something for the time being. Other things I'm sure are going to rear their ugly head.
All this ghost tricking and the proms tomorrow.
Oh, you can't lie or, you know, bluff in the ghost world, Sissel.
But can you press? Can you press and press and press?
Okay, so at least we know where to look when we eventually head to Thameslink Park.
That doesn't seem like a very secure place to hide a very important plot item. It's a public space. There are literally tons of homeless people probably living in the exact same bush you put that music box in.
What, you expecting someone to open the box and live in it? One of the points about the box that was established was that you can't open the fucking thing.
Well, they probably want to pawn it off or something.
Oh, here is a fancy box. Can you give me money? No. Go away.
You'd be surprised how persistent people would ask something like that.
This is very true. And also, to be fair, I'm sure it's a lovely music box, and there will be some nutter who will take it.
If someone's willing to sell their car for fast food sauce, someone's willing to buy an unopenable box.
I guess so. I mean, it does have a certain allure about it. Oh, I'm sorry, Camilla.
Yes. But also...
What's that? Someone died?
Yeah, someone died. Or he's going to die, so, yeah.
Oh. I think we've narrowed down the list of people it could be. An execution.
I know a prisoner who has pink hair. This character has purple hair, but they're not a detective, so now that's going nowhere.
Oh, I was expecting trauma to play there, but we haven't reached the traumatic moment, not yet. Brace yourself, folks, the fields train is about to leave the station.
Toot toot.
The murder case. Are we gonna get a flashback?
We're gonna get a flashback.
Oh no. No, are you actually gonna show it as happening?
Yeah, they're probably going to show it happening, and it's going to be as depressing as you would have expected.
Wait a minute. She set up the Rube Goldberg machine? Camilla did that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? What child does this?
That angel. Was it meant to turn around like that? Doesn't seem like it was originally part of the design.
That doesn't seem safe.
God damn, point blank and everything.
I'm surprised she didn't even see the fuse get lit or nothing. She just stood there and watched it.
Yeah, but to be fair, Lynn did exactly the same thing, so clearly they're both partially sighted.
You know, what would you expect to happen in that situation? You don't expect to be shot point blank range by, you know, a machine that appears to be operating of its own devices.
It's true. To be fair, you also don't expect a gun on a wall to be loaded, but there we go.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll learn more about that down the line. Oh my god. So yeah, Zhao took the fall for Camilla's tragic Rube Goldberg mistake, and he was willing to hold that L all the way to the grave.
Shit. Wow, kid, you got both your parents killed. How does that feel?
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying,
kind of like what Sissel said to Zhao, you know. Although maybe that's in the next chapter, so I won't spoil the dialogue. And, you know, if it has already happened, go back and watch it. It's a great part.
I mean, all the videos are on the internet. You can look at them whenever you want.
I see. Money can be used for goods and services, such as Patreon. Gotta shell every other part, guys. This is life now. Jesus. Yeah, why were you kidnapped? I don't think that was part of the plan, either.
No one wants to kidnap an orphan.
Sad but true, really.
About that, have you seen Annie, by any chance? There's some people in there quite willing to kidnap an orphan for money.
That was very true.
Wasn't she, in the process of being adopted at the point, and they had leverage, because, the rich guy was willing to pay to get Annie back?
Spoilers for Annie, if you haven't seen it yet. It's freaking Annie, for God's sake. But yes, so basically, Daddy Warbucks is planning on adopting Annie, and then, Miss Havisham's brother and his wife/partner in crime, they all band together to try and get more money. So they pretend to be Annie's parents so that he can't adopt Annie. They kidnap her and try to get away so that they can, then ransom her for all she's worth. But the plan fails miserably and everyone lives happily ever after. 'cause the sun will come out tomorrow. And that's basically Annie.
How odd that the small child doesn't have value until she is the possession of a rich old white dude.
Ooh, on the nose, but not necessarily untrue either. Ooh.
Boom! Right in the kisser.
Oh, yeah. I actually, growing up on the Disney Channel, I forget what year it was, but there was a particularly good version of Annie that I enjoyed, because, you know, the Disney Channel used to show movies back in the day, and I'm just saying this delightfully light-hearted, whimsical recollection, because I don't want to come to terms with the fact that there's a living person who can sense the dead.
But, I mean, to be fair, so I believe what you probably saw was the 1998 version of Annie. I think it was 98, it might have been 88, I don't know. But the best one is the I think it's 68 version. It's the one with the proper frizzy hair, ginger, red dress Annie. That's the best version.
Fair enough, mate.
I like whichever one has the version of Hard Knock Life that keeps getting sampled. Seriously, it's going to be 3017 and we're still going to be sampling Hard Knock Life in popular music.
Yeah, that's the original 1968 Annie.
That's the one that was used in Gold, remember then? What the fuck? Oh man, like, we keep getting left alone in these situations. It's a good job Sissel's adept at dealing with loneliness. Well, I guess the only option now is to go back to the Justice Minister's office and tell him that it wasn't actually Camilla, or actually, it wasn't his daughter who was inside the trunk and who was kidnapped, but yeah, that doesn't make everything right. We have a person who can sense our presence now, which is a tad scary, and we also know Camilla's tragic backstory, and yeah, I think we're going to have to tell Jowd about this, so he's not as willing to throw his life away. We'll see you next time for more Ghost Trick.